Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So I've been up for almost like an hour or two doing some devotion and prayers, and then I decided to just do my dishes before I go back to sleep. So I decided to share with you how I do my dishes in a small sink. I've been wanting to share this video for the longest of time. So as you can see here, this is how the kitchen currently looks like. It's a very small kitchen. So I started off with clearing off all the clean dishes and putting them away. So as to create space for the clean dishes. And this took me quite a while. As you can see, my kitchen sink is very small. The counter space is very small. So when you've got a lot of dishes, it's like really difficult to get them done in the sink. So I had to come up with a plan that would actually make my life easier. So since I do not have a lot of counter space in this new place that I moved into again, I bought a foldable table which I covered with vinyl paper so that it doesn't get dirty, because I realized that this material, the top the type of material that was used to make this table is very prone to getting dirty. So the reason why it's all shiny in the video is because of the vinyl paper I used to cover it. So I'm trying to set up everything that I need to do the dishes. And as I was doing it, I realized that I got this really nice silicone pot stand from Pep for only like $19, and it's really been a big use to me, since I always want to place hot pots, hot things on this plastic surface. So instead of putting them directly on the table, I just put the silicone pot mat first, and then I place my pots. And I thought it's something that you guys might be interested in. If you're in Windhoek, I got that one from Pep Home in Venue, and it was only like $19. I got two of them. So yeah, I'm trying to arrange the workspace where I'm going to do my dishes. I usually first cover part of the table with dish towels, so that when I wash the dishes, I have somewhere to put them, so that the water that we on the dishes will not be everywhere, and it will not flow off the table and go on the floor, creating a huge mess. So instead, to keep everything contained, I put those dish towels, and then as I'm doing my dishes, I'll be putting them there. So these are the things that I use to do my dishes: a small brush and a sponge, which I really think they've really saved their time. I might want to replace those. So I usually do my dishes with warm water. So I boil water in a jug, and then I come and pour it in the dish, and I mix it with a bit of cold water. Those two dishes, the blue ones, I got them some years ago from Game. I think they were like $70 each. I'm not sure if they're still there. So I have a dish with the dirty dishes on one side, and I also have another smaller dish with more dirty dishes that I've placed on the chair close to the table. So as you can see in the video, I've put Sunlight liquid. That's the detergent I use to do my dishes. And I usually start with fragile things like wine glasses, water glasses, or anything that is plastic, because those are the kind of things you want to wash first before the water gets dirty, especially plastic items. You don't want to wash them in oily water or any of those things. You want to wash those things when the water is still soapy. And for bottles, I usually use that brush. I got that one from Checkers. It's a brush that you use to wash bottles with. I use it for bottles and I use it for cups that maybe my hand cannot fit inside, so that I can like really wash all the corners or all the lower, deeper parts of the cup. And I usually want to do my dishes with like really, really soapy water, because it makes it easier and it gives a really good outcome. As I was doing this voiceover, a scripture came to my mind. It's in Zechariah 4, verse 10, that says, "Do not despise your little beginnings." Maybe some people might be like, why would you do a video like this? You know, at times you cannot always wait until everything is perfect. I've been so much wanting to do such a video, and I'm like, okay, fine. My kitchen is not the biggest of kitchens or the most perfect, but this is where I am and who I am at the moment. And this could actually be useful to someone who probably also has a small kitchen and has been wondering, how do I do my dishes and all. So I thought, okay, let me put this information out there. And all I can say is, Ebenezer, this is how far the Lord has brought me. And I know I will not always remain here. One day I will have a big kitchen with a big sink, and I'll be able to do my dishes. And you guys will be able to reflect with me of where I have come from and where I am. And I really, really like my space, because at the moment I realize that it's better to serve than to be in a space that is luxurious and not have savings. There's so many things that I want to achieve, so many goals that I want to attain. And at times you need to pay the price, and you need to know how to prioritize. And this has been one of the ways that I have managed to save, and I'm very proud of myself. Little brush to wash pots in anything that might have dirt that is a bit stubborn. So that little white brush really comes in handy. It helps to scrub and to take off some of the dirt. The dirty dishes and emotions and the other dish, which I told you about, where the other dirty dishes were. And the next thing that I do is, oh, I'd almost forgotten that there was one more pot. I put that pot on the side. I cooked pap in it, so I put water in the pot and I let it to sit overnight so that the hard layer that forms at the bottom of the pot will soften. So that's why I'd almost forgotten it, because I'd put it on the side. As you can see, I use Sunlight Liquid to do my dishes, and I think I should also just let you know that this video is not sponsored. So the next stage is I pour all the dirty water I've been using to do my dishes into the sink, and I rinse I rinse that dish because I'm going to use it as I'm rinsing the dishes. So I rinse it so that I can put clean water in it. At this stage, I usually just do the rinsing of the dishes with cold water. So I first of all just rinse all the big dishes, because those are the dishes I'm going to use to place some of those are the big dishes I use to put the dishes I'll be rinsing. As you can see, my space is not so big and I have so many dishes that I've washed, and they will not all fit on that dish rack. So what I usually do is I start with all the plates and all the flat objects, because those ones are easier to arrange, to make sure that I make good use of all the space that's on the dish rack. Smaller and flat objects will be easier to arrange. So I arrange all the lids of lunch boxes, all the plates. Side of the dish rack where it's flat and it's not sectioned, I usually arrange all the glasses, all the cups, the ones that can fit there. When I do my dishes, I wash all the spoons and all the cutlery, and I put them in a mug or in a glass or in a cup. I put all of them there. That way it's easier to just rinse them all at once and put them in the section that is meant to put dishes, to put spoons, forks, and cutlery and all those things on the dish rack. Big things, as you can see, my dish rack is almost full. The next stage that I do is I rinse all the big objects, all those huge objects like pots, all those huge utensils like pots, lunch boxes, and I rinse them and I put them in one of the dishes. I just arrange them in a way that I know the water will drip off. Some of the struggles of doing dishes in a small sink is you'll be walking up and down a lot, because now you need to be moving from the table to the sink. And once I'm done with all the rinsing of the dishes, I wash all the sponges, all the brushes that I was using to do dishes, to make sure there's no leftover food or anything left on them, because you don't want those to remain there and maybe start decaying, or maybe you just don't want to create a conducive environment for bacteria or something like that. So I always make sure I wash those, and I wash all the swabs and everything that I've been using, and all the towels I've been using to do dishes. So finally I'm done with rinsing all of the dishes and the big dishes I've been using. I wipe down my sink. And I also have to wipe down the table I was using to do the dishes, because it's obviously wet by now. So I dry that up and dry up all the things on the table that might have water splashed on them. And then voila, I'm done with my dishes and they're sparkly clean. And I'd like to take this opportunity to say again that this video is not sponsored by, it's not sponsored by any of the companies that maybe I might have showed their products.